Okay, so another tier list for everyone. This will be the state of films that I have seen in the MCU going all the way back to Iron Man, the first one. Up until now, there are films that I did not watch because I just frankly didn't care for them. But let's go for it, okay? So the categories are best of the best. These are just movies that I can watch anytime. I love them. Flashy are movies that basically we're good, but not top tier. MCU Met are exactly that. Movies that were like, whatever. And MCU Few is just ones that are downright garbage that I hated. Alright, so we're not gonna do this in order because I'm just gonna go through them all. Deadpool, you know what's going at the top. The first Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds brought that film, man. I can't see anyone else playing that role. Just much like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And by the way, I did not add the X-Men films because, yeah, I've seen all of them. I just didn't feel like adding them all here because if I had, other than the first two X-Men films, which were the best ones, the rest were garbage. So, first class, I would put in meh, but the rest were garbage. So I didn't add them here. But anyway, back to Deadpool. Fantastic movie, very funny. Ryan Reynolds brings it. The story, origin story, is simple enough. I would look at a Deadpool comic and see Ryan Reynolds and hear his voice while reading the dialogue. Excellent film. I watched it a whole lot of times, and yeah, fantastic. Thunderbolts is MCU Pew. Garbage characters, garbage writing. The plot is stupid. The main villain is a joke. Um, the dynamic between the characters was a joke. It's a group of superheroes, and I don't care if they're like supposed to be kind of like a Suicide Squad sort of deal where they're anti-heroes or whatever. Didn't work. I didn't like any of the heroes here. And they smoked one character in the first 5-10 minutes of the film that maybe would have been interesting to have, but no, they didn't. Not much more to say about it. Didn't like it. Yeah, Thor: Dark World was meh to me. Loki and Thor's dynamic was fine when they're in there. From what I remember, watch it like once. But I can't remember the name of the elf villain. But it has spectacle in there. But day to day there, it's just a bore. And Thor Ragnarok, I gotta put in flashy, very funny, the best Thor movie to date. I love the fact that the Hulk was actually in this one and actually got stuff to do. The destruction of Asgard was crazy. The main villain, eh, you know, was there. Not the worst villain in the MCU, but just again, other than Loki and Thanos, there hasn't been that top level of Marvel villain. I don't know what it is. They just don't write them that well. But Thor Ragnarok was cool. I'd watch it if it's on. This is the original Thor. I thought it was meh. I'd rather watch the Dark Ages of Thor movie over the first one. He loses his powers and whatever. It feels like a little bit like Superman 2, which was like the slowest part of that movie. Um, but yeah, the first Thor was meh. The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, was decent. The only decent Hulk movie they've come out with. I mean, Hulk's in Ragnarok, but his own movie. I thought it was cool. Um, I like the action in there, the fight against Abomination. The graphics are a little dated, but it doesn't detract from the film. I find I kind of like the leaner, I guess, leaner look of Hulk in this one. He kind of like Hulk smash if I get that word there. And yeah, it's not bad. Fantastic Four First Steps is meh. And by the way, I didn't add those other Fantastic Four movies in here because they're MCU. Didn't feel like adding them. It pains me to add them. Um, I will say for the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four, at least there's the team camaraderie, but everything else in those two films were garbage. And the Fan Four Stick, I'm gonna call it that. The Fan Four Stick, the dark Fantastic Four movie was garbage. Nothing could save that movie. But here, I would rather watch First Steps over those previous Fantastic Four movies. There is the camaraderie here with the Fantastic Four, but again, I don't understand why they can't do a really cool Fantastic Four movie. To me, okay. I know there was people that liked it more than I did. I get that, but for me, it was just like, okay, maybe it's because like I've been burned 3 times, well, 4 times if you can include that horrible TV movie. But that's how old I am. But that's maybe a factor on why I really didn't care. I mean, maybe I would have liked it better if there was a little hint of care. Galactus was cool. I'm not a fan of Pedro Pascal. He's wooden acting. I mean, in this particular role, his voice in The Mandalorian, and let's face it, he did the voice in Mandalorian, and there was a stunt guy in the suit. The only time that he ever saw his face is with the one episode, really. Let me think. Well, I didn't watch all of season 3, but yeah, there was only the one scene in the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian where he took his mask off. But yeah, enough of that. uh, that's Spider-Man. Hang on. It was no, it's not one. What's in that one? Far from home. Okay, so that's what that was. All right, Far From Home with Mysterio. That was all right. Um, I thought Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio was actually really good. Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I mean, he's honestly the best Spider-Man they've ever had. The best actor to play him. Uh, I would put Alex Garfield. Is that his name? Who played in like the two was the second one, but the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was trash. The first one was good. But this one here with Mysterio was solid. Um, Action sequences were really neat. Holds up. Uh, Spider-Man posters are so small. I think it was No Way Home, right? Yeah, that's No Way Home. No Way Home. No Way Home. Despite, yeah, I'll throw it there. I like even though I'm not a Jerry Maguire fan of Spider-Man, I thought that having all three actors portraying Spider-Man coming together was cool. Um, they brought William Dafoe back to play the Green Goblin, which is cool. They had the Doc Ock there. They had Sandman by Jamie Foxx. Even though Sandman with Jamie Foxx got hosed in that movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2, like here, he was fine. Uh, it was cool. A lot of neat action scenes. The three Spider-Mans fighting was neat. Yeah, that one is the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. MCPU, I hated it. It wasn't even a Doctor Strange movie. It was the Wanda show. That movie is the one that really had my decline, starting decline of the Marvel, Disney Marvel, and all that. And films after that, I always brought into question. And I'm at this point now where like any Marvel announcement is really not exciting me. Um, yeah, it was garbage. The original Avengers is going on best of the best. I watched that a bunch of times. It's still an excellent movie. It's got a great camaraderie among all the heroes in it. Um, Loki's the main villain. He's one of the best, other than Thanos. It was great. James Renner as Hawkeye. I always liked that character, and I always found that he got underutilized. Um, yeah, overall excellent movie, worth having on your shelf. And yeah, that was Iron Man 2, I think. Just trying to remember these posters. um, MCU meh, Iron Man 2, Mickey Rourke as Whiplash. I didn't mind. Um, it's not as good as the first one. There's some cool action sequences in it, but it's there. Iron Man 1, I'm going to put in Flashy. Ooh, that's controversial. Good film. Great origin film. This is what got Robert Downey Jr. on the map and made me interested in Iron Man because I never really read his comics. I think he does a fantastic job in the role. The villain is not that good. Played by Jeff Bridges, if I recall. Uh, the action scenes are fine. I love what I loved about this movie is kind of like how he makes the original suit when he's like in the captured moment, and then he goes ahead and he makes like the real suit, experimenting with it. Humor in there is good. Yeah, it's all right film. It's cool. That one there is the Homecoming, right? Okay, so that's Holland's first kick at Spider-Man. Yeah. The honestly, the Spider-Man films are watchable. They're fun. They're entertaining. Tom Holland is really good. So his first journey through the Spider-Man suit works here. You know, it's got Michael Keaton as Shocker in it, who does a really good job. He's actually a cool villain, I have to say. Yeah. Um, his betrayal. I like his motivations, and they all kind of connect back to Stark, right? um, in this one, anyway. So, solid film. Iron Man 3 is meh. I'm not putting it in an MCU as some would. It does have cool moments, does have interesting aspects. I like how kind of like, Tony has to face kind of like, you know, not being on top of his game in this one. Yeah, the Mandarin is terrible. It's a Iron Man film, but not total garbage. I probably would say that I would watch Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 over the other films in this category. So, um, that was Captain America. Was that the first one? Wish you could see these posters bigger. No, it's Winter Soldier. Okay. Well, Winter Soldier oop, is my favorite, one of my favorite MCU movies outside of Deadpool trilogy. I love it how because it's a standalone Captain America movie. It's got a little bit of espionage stuff in there. It doesn't really have any connection with like the Thanos arc that it was in during the time. Um, I love Black Widow in it. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow was a fantastic cast. Great character. Um, it's my favorite MCU movie of all time. Which I'll get to my other favorite, favorite too, actually. But it is top of the top for me. Deadpool and Wolverine. You know it's going at the top there. Hilarious third movie. I love how they brought back like these cameos. For one in particular that it came out of nowhere. Glad they hid that one. Everybody who's seen it knows which one it was. The villain's okay, um, but the humor is great. It's just an all around fun movie. Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine after being on a hiatus for a while. I remember the initial commercial for it where Ryan Reynolds is like, sitting on the couch and he's like, something like, if I remember, like, oh, maybe we should bring Wolverine back. And then Hugh Jackman's walking up the stairs in the background. He goes, "How about it, Hugh?" Yeah, okay. It's like hilarious, man. I was anticipating that film there, and it did not disappoint. It's probably my favorite from the three Deadpool movies, and then having Deadpool 1 and 2 tied as kind of like second place in that trilogy. It's a fantastic film. Okay, so Captain America, the first Avenger, I'm gonna put in Flashy. I like it. Uh, I like Red Skull when he eventually gets revealed, played by Hugo Weaving. Um, really cool origin story. They have just like the action in it. It's interesting on how like Steve Rogers is like this puny guy, and then I love actually how they did the CG of him looking like a shrimp, and then when he gets injected or whatever with the serum, he's like the ball, the way Captain America is. Um, you know, cool movie. I like it than maybe most. Yeah, I believe that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I love the first two. The third one is not in here because I didn't really care much for the story and didn't watch it. I don't know if it's good or not, but like, but the first film is fun. It's funny. The cast of characters is great. Um, it's up there with Winter Soldier for me. It'll be second place for all time Marvel film for me, but I loved it. Um, Everything about it, it's fun. The main villain, what's his name? The guy with the hammer. Come on, I used to know it. Shows my age. Uh, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, the villain was there. Not great, cool looking, simple enough. But yeah, Michael Roker is very cool. Um, See, my brain's gone a brain fart. Can't remember Michael Roker's character's name, and I watched that film like a billion times. Yondu. Thank you, brain, for working. Yondu is a great character. Um, yeah, awesome film. Civil War. That's going into flashy, cool combat between the heroes. I didn't actually think I would like Civil War. Kind of was like I read the comic a long time ago, the Civil War arc. Um, it works. They did a good job. They have the famous fight between Captain America and Iron Man that is quite epic. I like how kind of get to that point on why they're fighting and all that. Um, yeah, it is the first film, from what I remember, of Spider-Man in an MCU film, like crossover, I guess. So, Deadpool 2, that's going at the top. Like I mentioned, Deadpool 1 and 2 are second place in the trilogy, where Deadpool and Wolverine's first. Not much more to say on it. I love Josh Brolin as Cable, as he was cool. Um, Lots of humorous moments in there, especially when it comes to Team X that Deadpool tries to put together. Of note, Bill Skarsgård had a cameo role in this as one of the Team X members. It was this like the first time he really didn't have all the makeup on that he usually goes for those kind of roles. But yeah, Brave New World is Captain America. Brave New World is going in MCU pew. It's just other than the Red Hulk fight, why am I watching this? Um, it has connections to the Incredible Hulk, but they didn't do a good job of it. And Harrison Ford to me is weird in an MCU film. I know that the original actor of Ross passed away, but they could have got someone else. I don't know. To me, Harrison Ford is Han Solo and Indiana Jones. He's not an MCU. I understand that, from what I understand, is that he did the movie because his grandkids wanted him to be in it or something. Could be wrong. But yeah, no, it's forgettable. Captain Marvel is also forgettable. I found the movie boring, and they messed up the scroll arc so bad, and I was still mad about that. They had eventually had a show Invasion or whatever it was called. I didn't bother watching it. It just didn't appeal to me. Um, yeah, Ronin. That's the Guardians of the Galaxy villain name, Ronin. It just popped in my head because Captain America, Ronin is in that too. There's a lot of villain there. Yeah, that's right. Ronin the Conqueror. I used to know this stuff when I was younger. I used to know names of these characters. Oh my god, it's so horrible. Don't get old, kids. Don't get old. Okay. Yeah, Captain America. Captain Marvel on that movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Love it. Yeah, the Ego, Planet Ego, they changed to human Kurt Russell in there. I'm fine with it. I thought it worked. The humor is great. The action's great. Still a great camaraderie between all the characters. Yeah. Doctor Strange, the first one, it's going in flashy. I like Cumberbatch as the role. I think he does a fantastic job. First film is a really neat origin story, and it has a good character development throughout it. Mads Mikkelsen is the villain. He's all right. Uh, I love the way they did the CG in this one with like the kind of strange universe shaping stuff. I always like think of this when they opens up a portal. Victor Wong is in here. I think it's his first movie in an MCU film. Plays like one of the characters there. I can't remember the name, but he's cool in it. Good film. Avengers: Age of Ultron. I gotta put that in meh. I didn't like how they just brushed away Hydra. That's such a big like villain corporation. They pretty much did that with what I saw for the third Ant-Man movie with MODOK. It sucks. Why even have AIM or Hydra as part of the MCU if you're gonna not do anything with it? Like, I understand that there's bigger villains that they can put in, but like, that's one cool thing about the Winter Soldier is they actually used Hydra as like a basically a main villain through it, and they could have built on that. And in Age of Ultron, they washed it away all away right in the first, I don't know, 20 minutes of the film or whatever was the big battle. Age of Ultron, the voice of James Spader as Ultron was fine, but that's a big missed opportunity with Ultron right there. They won and done it when Ultron's a powerful Avengers villain if you've read the comics. It's not one of those like small events. They could have stretched there. I know Thanos is the end game, but I could have seen two movies with Ultron in there. But it is what it is. So uh oh yeah, the Thor Love and Thunder is going right into MCU. Absolutely hated that film. The only reason that I watched it is because of a family event where they put it on and rolling my eyes at it. Look, Chris Hemsworth as Thor is a perfect casting and he does an excellent job in the role. But his films, other than Ragnarok, are meh. And Love and Thunder with the whole Natalie Portman character, that whole thing is just such a waste of time. Uh, yeah, forgettable film. Black Panther, I honestly thought it was meh. Um, Chad Chad Boseman, is that how you pronounce his name? As Black Panther, thought he was really good. He nailed the character. Um, Killmonger was cool as a villain. Actually, I liked him, but the rest of the film was okay. Yeah, it didn't blow me away or anything like that. And I love the Black Panther character. Like I really loved him in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the animated show, more than the live version, unfortunately. But yeah, Infinity War is going at the top. That film is like awesome for just the action, the story, the characters, the threat, the twist, the snap at the end, and all the characters that go. Incredible film, and Josh Brolin as Thanos is awesome. You know, I only don't like what they did with the Hulk. I don't know what it is about Disney and the Hulk. They just screw that character. You can't even get like one other film, his own film. Like I didn't like what they did with the Hulk at this point. Like from here onward, really. No, that was the only issue I had with it. But other than that, the film is fantastic. Uh, so Black Widow is trash. Scarlett Johansson couldn't save it, and it wasn't her movie. Much like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Black Widow focuses more on Black Widow's sister. So tired of the bait and switch crap that Disney pulls on in these films. Plus the fact that I didn't care about the characters, I didn't care about the villainous side of things, I didn't care about the plot. And it was such a wasted opportunity to have a really cool Black Widow film. Okay. That was Endgame, right? Oh, go away. Hate this stupid thing. Um, yeah, it's Endgame. I hate this stupid thing. It always pops up and so I always like accidentally go to click something and click that. But anyway, um, Endgame, didn't like it. What a shock. For a final Thanos film, it was a disappointment. I read there were two different variants of the Gauntlet story. I hate the fact that they use time travel. And this is like really when they really started to get into the multiverse, time travel, all that crap, and I absolutely can't stand it. I really don't like that in any superhero form, in either comics or live action. I think it's just a cop out to keep characters alive or to do reboots or to do recasts or any of that shit. I don't like it. So Endgame with the epic conclusion, I get the Iron Man, Tony Stark, inevitable conclusion there. That was okay. But everything else, it erases the snap. Sorry for the spoiler, but it really erases the snap, which the snap is so important. So yeah, hated it. It's not in garbage because there's some parts that were entertaining enough, but as a finale to the Thanos arc, it was such a waste of time. Ant-Man and Wasp, I really liked. Fun. I like the characters. I liked Michael Douglas' character there. I'm gonna put Ant-Man 1 in there as well, back to back. These are tied for what I'm saying about these Ant-Man films. I like Paul Rudd as the character. I think he does a great job. I like the fact that Michael Douglas is Henry Pym. It worked. It looks fantastic. I remember reading about the original casting of Henry Pym being Michael Douglas, and I was like, "What?" But he does a great job. Didn't bother watching the third film because I saw like screenshots and everything, and it looked so terrible. Plus, they messed up Modoc, and I'm like, "No, I'm good." um, what's that one? Uh, oh, that was Shang-Chi. Yeah, no. Cool effects, cool action. That's about it. Didn't care for the characters. Didn't really care for the story. Could have been interesting and cool, but no. That's really all I have to say about that. So that I tried to do that quick. I didn't want to go too long with this video. Just a little over 30 minutes from what I see. So those are the movies that I have seen in this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe and my ranking for each one. Let me know in the comments what are your top five, let's get my hand in there, top five MCU films of all time. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.